Hey, I'm minding my own business, and I keep hearing Joseph go get married. It's time. So, Joseph go get married. It's time. I don't know what that means to you guys. I can't get this camera to stand up straight, so over the Care Bear. I've heard it a few times over and over and over for about 2 hours now, and I don't know. I feel like I'm overhearing something that I'm not supposed to be overhearing. And I've been kind of in a daze, in a weird. I don't know. I don't know how this feels. It's like finishing a book and then you're kind of decompressing everything you read about the book, and then it's just waiting and waiting and waiting. But there's a waiting while you're in a lobby with people busy and scurrying around. It's such a strange feeling. I don't know how to explain it, and it's really bothering me. And I'm glad I pulled and made this message, because now it's not repeating in my head anymore. So, Joseph, go get Mary. I keep hearing Joseph of Arimathea or Joseph of Amalthea or Joseph the scribe. Go get Mary. It's time. Over and over and over. Oh my God, how annoying. Anyway, I hope this message gets to whoever needed to hear it, because I'm gonna go. This is like really annoying today. I've been in tune with like a few people today that I have no idea who they are, but there's a sense of familiarity in the energy imprint they're inhabiting, they're representing or representing. I recognize the energy, but I don't recognize the people. I can't see the physical form, but I recognize the energy. But I'm aware that the energy I'm looking at is not the original energy. It's a copy. It's a residue. It's a something. Like, I'm not being allowed to see what's going on, but I'm being shown the matching frequency of what I experience personally. To compare it, I guess. And it just feels like I'm sitting in a lobby of a big building and I'm waiting for somebody to come pick me up. And somebody keeps saying, Joseph, go get Mary. But I'm not waiting for a Joseph or Mary. I'm not waiting for anybody. I don't even know what I'm doing in the lobby. Like, that's what I feel like. Like, why am I even in this lobby and why am I overhearing any of this? And then when I was tuning into this, like trying to figure it out, like, is this something for me? And then I kept hearing this woman talk to a man. At least it sounded like a woman talking to a man voice, saying, we have to do it this way, otherwise she's going to know. And I'm thinking, are they talking about me? Are they trying to trick me? Or are they telling me that they have to do it this way because someone watching this channel would figure it out? Or that someone you, whoever you are watching this channel, someone you know is going through this. And you got to hear it from me, and I have to stay kind of ignorant to what the details are. But I have to give you like key words or some shit to where you realize what you need to do. I don't know how this works. Joseph, go get Mary. It's time. How annoying. What is this about? Because it's not about me. So what is this about that they need to know about? Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords upright with a whole bunch of baggage over it. So someone is unstuck, like they know what to do, but now they don't know how to do it. What the fuck? Who's this indecisive person? So this person or whoever it was spent all this time in a mind loop, like a mind prison, and now they're out of it. Like they figured that they weren't, bound with the Eight of Swords, and now they're out of it. Now they're like, okay, well, now what? It's almost like they didn't even bother cutting themselves free. They just sat down. Oh my god, what a lazy person. Like, this is someone who overthought doing something so much that they eventually gave up and they just sat down. And they didn't even bother to stop overthinking. Their support system got tired of it. They're like, we need a break. This is silly. Oh my god. I would be embarrassed if I was this person. Like, constant overthinking over something that they want to do regarding someone they're supposed to go see or talk to or hand something in. And they keep kind of like procrastinating it and making excuses. Oh, I can't leave the sword circle today. Oh, I can't leave the job early today. Oh no, I can't leave the house today. Oh no, I can't make that call today. Oh, today I'll do it. Oh, but I'll do it at 2 o'clock. Oh, I'll do it at 3 o'clock. Oh, I'll do it at 4 o'clock. Oh, it's too late now. I'll do it later. Oh, they're probably having dinner now. I'll do it after that. Oh, they just had dinner now. I'll do it after that. That's that. Eight of Swords in reverse and the Two of Swords upright. Constantly overthinking because you're still in the Eight of Swords when you're not even stuck in the Eight of Swords. So the problem isn't even people around this person or anything that's happened to them. The problem is themselves. Whoever this person is, it's someone that doesn't use the wisdom and overthinking beneficially. They use it intentionally to keep themselves stuck. Notice the spirals? It kind of reminds me of like a really indecisive person I used to be in a relationship with. And I've been in a relationship with a lot of indecisive people, both platonic and romantic. Like really, really indecisive, lazy, procrastinating people. It reminds me of that because I'm getting the energetic sensation of being frustrated and just wanting to be like, give me the menu, I'll order for you. Because it's been at least like 80 minutes, 8 swords, 8 hours, 8 years, 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 something. That one thing, one choice, one action, one decision has been perpetually brought up and down off a fucking tree with busy work. It really feels like, oh my god, why are you reminding me of that? Oh, it really feels like when me and the kitty cat were living together in Lake Geneva, and he constantly was being called in to work when we had just bought the house, and he had to keep going into work. He had to keep going in on his days off. He had to keep going out of town for work. He had to keep going, keep going, keep going. And I was in this brand new house all by myself in the middle of no, like Lake Geneva, fucking Wisconsin, and with no car. And I didn't know anything. And we were in like the country kind of side, so there was no place to go other than one corner convenience store and like a nightclub. or in a bar, and I'm not the nightclub and bar person anymore, or I wasn't at the time. But believe me, I want to go get a drink now after doing this reading. They would call him into work so much, and it was almost like spiritual sabotage to keep us apart. And eventually I got so harassed at the house by myself because the house was haunted. And man, it was not fun. It was not pleasant. I'm pretty certain somebody died in that house prior to us moving in there, which is probably why we also received it so cheap. Or bought it for cheaper than, it was worth. It was scary in the beginning until I started cleansing and learning more about my gifts and, communicating with the dead and all that and having them resolve their issues or whatever. It took months. And once it was resolved, he finally was able to work from home. But by then, the damage was done, and we had spent months being distanced on purpose. And the way that cycle broke was initiative had to be taken from both parties. He had to ask work to work from home, and I had to take care of the house in a way where I had to deal with so many aspects of that house, both spiritually, physically, the tender loving care, the little things I had to notice, things in the yard to fix, things in the house, making sure everything's stable for the future. I was lost in the Virgo, fix it, fix it, fix it mode. And we both had to break what we were stuck in. And it took a lot of frustration. It took a lot of waiting. It took a lot of patience. It took a lot of strength to accomplish that. And we were together still, 2 years or so after that. This energy here is very similar to that. Multiple different things keeping something distracted while the other thing gets farther and farther away. So if you're think about it this way, you have an anniversary dinner and it's the anniversary that saves your marriage or breaks it. It's at that point. And on that day, lo and behold, suddenly someone calls your partner, your husband or your wife, and they're like, we need you to come back into work. And your partner's like, I haven't even left work yet. What is it this time? So they just sit back down. And they want to go do something, but they can't do it. So they're just stuck. Because in order to choose what they want to do, they have to sacrifice something else. So they make no choice. And on the other side, Joseph go get married. But Joseph seems to be over here being distracted by a bunch of sticks and butts. I couldn't make this up if I fucking tried. And kudos to me for just reading this energy so clearly and so I can see my past in this. I can see my present in this, but I'm also very well aware this has nothing to do with me. Because I can see it so clearly. Usually when it's energy that affects me in my sphere or my reality, there's some entanglement somehow. But this is legitimately me looking at something else and I'm seeing that energy and I'm like, wait a minute, I know those colors. Those colors are from that time that thing happened, where this happened. I remember that. Let me tell you what to do in that situation so that you can fix it and heal it. And what I'm saying, both personally and spiritually, and what the guides are saying, this situation, whether you're the person that's being baited and kept away, or whether you're the person that's waiting for something or someone, like a divine, a partner, like not even a person, but a divine supportive energy, okay? Because we're going all the way back to the primal energies in this. Because it takes that to push through this. So whoever you are in this scenario, it's the time in your life where you have to pick up one of these swords. You can't procrastinate it anymore. You can't say, oh, it's after, 7 p.m. Can't do it today. No. If it's even 3 in the fucking morning, do it. Do it in your now day. If you have something to say to someone, say it today. If you have a choice to make that you are like sick and tired of going to a job, quit it today. There is something happening astrologically, and I'm not really sure of the planetary associations with these cards. There are others who are far better at this, and you can find them and see whoever they are for you. Use your own discernment. But what I can tell you is this feels like a lot of energy of something being squeezed out of a tube because it just won't move out of it, like move on its own. Kind of like if you're holding honey in a little bear bottle and it's like not dripping fast enough, you kind of like squeeze it out. The universe is squeezing that person to make a decision because that person, for lack of a better word, for you to see the gravity of how much this person has done this person's a fucking coward. A coward. Because his own or her own mother can show up, or his or her own employer can be like, oh, well, you can't go to your niece's birthday party because this happens. You can't go to your mother's so and so because, we need you at work. Or when he or she makes the decisions and chooses family and love over everything, and themselves, they choose family, love, and themselves over the other shit. Then, they bring in the thought, the succubi and incubi energy, the sexual temptations, the competition, the ego battles. When work doesn't work, they bring in health issues, they bring in money problems, they bring in sexual, problems or whatever. When that doesn't work, they bring in past issues, things from, long, long, long ago, just to keep this person fighting in this energy, to be stuck in this energy. And the more they're in this energy, the more damage they take. So when they go back to this energy to recover, they can't even recover because they're too busy thinking about what this just did to them. It's a fucking loop that only can be done and allowed by two forces: God, source, okay, and the person experiencing it. So whatever the stuff is, it seems to have been going on for so many lifetimes that the universe and your guides are like in your face about it in this lifetime so that you can fucking clear it and not deal with this in your next lifetime too. It's very frustrating, and I'm only saying this regarding past and future lifetimes because of this high priestess here. This affects everything, time being not, something linear. This problem that this person or this group of people have been experiencing with procrastination, distractions, excuses, have been there to teach this person what's more important. We've all been in this situation. The only difference here is some people learn and they choose better choice by choice. This group of people keep trying to people please other people, so they keep thinking, if I allow you to distract me even more and I do the work, then you're going to help me make more money or promote me or love me more so that I can have more resources to provide for the person that's waiting over there. But in the meantime, they're doing this while the person's waiting over there. And the universe has been looking at the person waiting over there, the Mary in the situation, and like glorifying that person, like, it's over, let's just go. But this person's energy keeps thinking that there's something still connecting them to this energy. So the Joseph energy thinks that there's still something with the Mary energy. The Mary energy is done and moved on because she's waited for the Joseph energy for decades, lifetimes even, and he never shows up. Or when he does, he just bails and leaves. He keeps breaking his contract. He keeps breaking the contract. And whenever he deals with the contract, doesn't fill the requirements of the contract. He just sits there, and then he makes excuses and runs off and does something else. This is not a knock to Joseph of Arimathea or any of these figures. These are just two people in this story. Is there any advice for this energy before I go any further? Yeah, I mean, how many more versions of yourself and possibilities have to die? How many more opportunities get turned into rubble while you wait? Being the reaper of your own harvest, and you're not even harvesting anything. And this is directly to this energy. The only failure in life is your own inability to make a decision. Because you can easily decide, to be honest, you can easily decide to go play with those wands. But when it comes to deciding to do the right thing, you keep doing the wrong thing. The Five of Swords. Over and over and over in every single lifetime. The opportunity is brought. The lessons from the past have been looked at. The seeds have been sown. The harvest is there. Which choice do you make? Back to the treachery. Over and over and over, this person has done this, whoever this energy is. And when the universe keeps putting them back on the spot, like, okay, are you going to do the right thing? Joseph, go get Mary. What happens to Joseph? A bunch of wands show up in his life. Joseph, you can't do that. Joseph, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. We got to do this first. Okay, but how many more? How many more opportunities do you think the universe or that plant is going to give before it expires? And then you got to regrow it from seed. How many more times do you think people are going to play this game of competition and battle with you before they eventually go for the kill immediately? And how many more times do you think those of you who are doing this treachery think that you can keep doing it and enjoying it and getting away without a scratch? Because eventually, the people you guys have been betraying, those of you that do this betrayal stuff, eventually, those people, including your so-called allies, will see how snake-like you truly are, and I mean that insultingly. Because snakes are regal creatures, but some people are as deceptive and manipulative and cunning as snakes, and they'll bite you right in the face no matter how long you raise them. The venom is still there, even when the scales are gone. So eventually, this Five of Swords end up, like in a lot of tarot, cutting the person holding the remaining swords. Your universes are giving you a warning. You have one last opportunity, one last skull left, your own. Are you going to do the right thing, or are you going to continue to do the things you've done in the past? You can hold on to this energy, but you can't let it control you. You want to be petty? Save it for those who deserve it. You want to be distracted and indecisive? Save it for, baking a cake or something. I don't know, planting a garden. Distract yourself with that, but not with people in your life. I've done this with a lot of people in my past, and every time the pain I've felt has been internal and self-inflicted. But it's been because of all the situations in the entire story. Like, nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to do this. Nobody anywhere does this because they wake up and say, this is what's going to happen. I'm doing this. And if they do, then this is what they get in return. They just don't see it yet. Because they think it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And the universe says, those are all your skulls. The skulls of every single version of you that had the opportunity to do the right thing, but instead, you did that thing instead. What advice can we give you? I mean, what advice haven't we given you yet? This is the last chance. This is the closing day, whether you're watching this in the daytime or nighttime. Before the planetary elements, the sun or the moon, are up in the sky, like that's the time you have from the universe to make this decision to do right by yourself. Who do you want to be with? What do you want to do for work? Are you happy where you're living? Are the decisions you're making because you're making them for reasons that benefit you and your family? Or are you making them because you think you have to? Are you without the person you love because you choose to not be with them or because people made the choice for you? Are you at your job because you want to work there or because someone picked it for you or because there's nothing better? Do you feel a certain way about people because you feel about them that way or because others told you to feel about them that way? Whether inadvertently or intentionally. The advice for you is a warning. Joseph, go get Mary. It's time. If you don't, someone else will. What is the advice for the people watching this video that need to make a decision right now? What can they do right now? Right now, you can express a message or a gift of gratitude, appreciation, and honesty regarding your emotions towards someone else. You can close the chapter with the World card and let the past be the past and move forward because that's the way to go. And from that comes the rest. The advice to you is get off your ass and make a move. Get off your ass and make a move. And if you're the Mary waiting, stop waiting. Cut yourself free of the waiting and live your life. Because if Mr. Jojo isn't coming to get you married, someone else will. And if even someone else doesn't, you don't need anyone. You're married. What do you need? Nobody. You have God. What use do you have for mortal men? None. Other than to be playthings. And you have far better things to do than wait for a man. And trust me on this as a person, okay? Don't wait for anybody. Don't. They're choosing to not be with you. Don't wait for them. If they choose to be with you, they'll be with you. You waiting for them leaves you alone. You living your life and doing your thing brings you back to this. Did you see how that played out? You know what to do. Look at this bullshit. Look at this again. I love you. Then why aren't you here? Because I'm afraid you don't want me. But we're like contracted to be together, dumbass. Okay, but like, do you love me other than the contract? Of course I do. Are you coming? No, I got work to do, and then I gotta go do this, and then I got all my little boyfriends. Oh, you have boyfriends now? Okay, well, have fun. No, baby, wait, come back. God, what are you guys getting into? Why do I need to read about it? Anyway, I'm gonna go. I got stuff to do. I got ridiculous TV shows to watch, and some delicious red cherry wine to drink, and a cigarette to smoke, and a puppy to play with. I love you guys. My ear's back on the right way. Bye. My niece gave me those. And that. My mom gave me the chest hair. Okay. Lovely as usual. YouTube telling me there's 0 people watching, 0 people doing anything. Absolutely no feedback. No fucking nothing. It's having me feel like I'm doing this for nobody. Then what do I care?